And at the same time, I'm so happy that I have the opportunity that once in a year, I'm sitting down with my children and get to know my wife and my children. My son told me, Rabbi, my name is Menachem Mendel. It's a pleasure to get to know you. At least once in a year, a person cannot forget his own family. As much that is important to give, and to give to the communities, it's not less important to give to your own children and your own family. Your wife and your children is in a way the most important and the highest priority in life. Charity starts at home. We have a tradition in our family, tradition that started a few years ago, that every year we're going away for 2 weeks, almost 2 weeks, but 2 weeks. The reason we're going away is that here I'm going to work, and in Israel I'm going to be with my mother, or with my rest of my family. So you have to be not in America and not in Israel. This is where I'm not going to work and I'm not going to be with my parents. This is where I'm going to be only with my wife and children. And in order to make this, so to speak, a vacation, holy, we're going always to visit 4 different communities. 4 different communities. So first of all, thank you very much for coming and making the extra miles. I was looking forward for this class, even though that lecture today, and today we just came a few hours ago, but I decided not to cancel. Because nothing is more important from Shiur Torah, especially Shiur Torah that coming a few weeks away from Rosh Hashanah. The most important days in our life. And we do have to understand that you cannot lose every moment. Every moment is important. So we went in and we visited. We visited Austria. Austria, the community of Austria, is a beautiful community. Bet Levi. They have an amazing Bukharian community, Austria is Vienna. Vienna is an amazing place. But one message I took from Vienna. Listen to the message. They have over there a big palace. They have 2 palaces that you have to visit. I believe that one of them is good enough. You get the message going through. Only the garden you can walk for 4 to 7 hours only in the gardens of the kings. And then the rooms, and they give you okie-dokie. And you can choose Hebrew, you can choose English. And they explain you everything that the king did or didn't do. And you're going from one room to another room, I don't know, maybe 127 bedrooms. In this room, the king was sleeping. In this room, the king was relaxed. In this room, the king host Napoleon. And in this room, he built a room for Napoleon that came to visit him. A headache. 3 to 4 hours of headache. And I came out of after 127 rooms. And I asked myself, what's the message? What's the message? A Jew is going over that I need to know what the king did. But it's no better time to go to visit it. From Chodesh Elul. You know why? Rabbi, you know why Chodesh Elul? Because HaMelech Basadeh. Elul is the time that the king is in the field. The king leaves the palace. And it's good for us to know where the king lives. What's the palace and how exactly the king behaves. To remember that our father is the king. And I came out and I said, God, I took one message in a beautiful moment. I am the son of the king. And this is my palace. And this is my palace. A Jew have to live in a palace. You know why, Avram, you know why? Because you are the son of the king. And not the regular kings. Not the king of Austria. And not the king of France. Melech Malchem Melachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. You have to live in a palace and you have to have unlimited happiness, unlimited success. You know why? You are the son of Melech Malchem Melachim. The king of all the kings in the history of kingdom. But you just have to act like a son. You just have to act like a son of a king. That's it, very simple. You just have to act like a son of a king. If you remember who is your father, if you remember that Borei Olam is Melech Malchem Melachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. You understand? We're singing. חטאנו לפניך saw somebody that stole money and he's come to his friend. I stole from you. Why are you singing? We start every morning selichot and we're singing and selichot. Why are you singing? You have to cry. You're coming in front of Melech Malchei Melachim, Borei Olam, with all these sins. What do you do? Chadon selichot. Boo. There's a musical name. The Satara family, the new Satara family, Bnei Nera. Melech v'Malka, Melech b'Yofet HaChazon. We listen to this, you know why we're singing? Because we remember that God is in front of us. Chatanu lefanecha. And if you remember that Borei Olam is next to you, you got the message. You got the message. Because what Hashem wants from you is to remember that He's here. So the first message is, we are the children of the King. And we deserve to live in the palace. But not a regular palace. Austria, Vienna. 127 rooms. Why? Mrs. Evelyn, 120. Okie dokie. Which room you are? Which room? You know what I mean? 100. This is the message. The Torah wants this the message. We are the children of Borei Olam. And Borei Olam הוא מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. The king of all the kings. So the first message that I got to my life is very simple. To remember that we are the children of Hashem. And if there's anything that Rosh Hashanah in Yom Kippur, and there's anything that Rosh Chodesh Elul, or the whole month remind us is what? We are the children of the King. How do we start Selichot always? Avinu Malkenu. Not only Malkenu. Malkenu is the King. Avinu is what? Our Father. Borei Olam, before you are our King, you are our Father. And a father always do good, and his children life. The first message that I came out and I said, wow, Borei Olam, ani הבן שלך. You went out to visit the palace, but I'm supposed to live in the palace. That's it. Very simple. Nothing to be ashamed. A Jew have to live a lavish life. You know why? He's a child of Melech Malchei Melachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. If this is so, this would lead me to the second message. One of the graves that we went, the name of the graves is Rabbi ben Rab Moshe. Krister is the name of the city. Rabbi ben Rab Moshe. In many houses, they put these pictures for mouse. They call him the rabbi of the mouse.
Thieves, right?
For thief, for mouse. This Rebbe, we drove from Budapest yesterday, 2.5 hours each way. And we stay in the grave another 2.5 hours. It took 7.5 hours just to get into the grave and to go. And my wife insists, because many people, they come out, Hasidim, thousands of them, and they see unlimited miracles. And they come back again and again and again. The place I will tell you how this grave is busy. Don't ask me how. They have a shuttle every morning from Budapest going back and forth. Every morning a shuttle of 20 or 25 people, every morning, the same time, hungry, yes. And then they have we do private bus, private driver, to take the whole family back and forth. Every morning they have a shuttle. 2.5 hours away. And I ask myself, what is so unique about this Rabbi? Rabbi ben Rab Moshe. זכותו תגן עלינו. קודש קודשים. Knowing to be. In order to answer this one, I will ask you questions. And anyone that's going to answer the questions will get a free breakfast. Sponsored by David with the big heart. David, no, Shalom was sponsor enough. He's always sponsor. David Melech Israel, the one with the big heart. And David, King David, listen to the questions. Maybe you can answer it. We're asking Hashem Yitbarach, Zochrenu lechaim, Melech Hafetz b'chaim. Now I will tell you something that is very important. But okay, listen to this. What's the amount of water that we need for mikveh?
40.
Mikveh. 40 seah. How much is 40 seah? They have a calculation of kabin. How much is kav? 24 eggs. 24 eggs times 40 is how much? 24 times 40, how much is that? 960. The lucky number of mikveh is 960, right? This is the amount. Avraham, if this is so, Rabbi Akiva said in Yom Kippurim, Amar Rabbi Akiva, אשריכם ישראל, לפני מי אתם מתארים ומי מתאר אתכם? הקדוש ברוך הוא, שנאמר, מקווה ישראל עמוני. The question is, what's the connection between mikveh and Yom Kippurim? What's the connection between mikveh and Yom Kippurim? I will tell you very simple. From Rosh Chodesh Elul is exactly 40 days. How many hours every day? Is 24 hours. Is exactly 960 hours. Now you understand why this month, and especially Sha'at Ne'ilah is important. You know why Ne'ilah is so important, Yonatan? Because Ne'ilah is the hour 960. And if you miss that 1 hour, the whole mikveh is not kosher. Mikveh cannot be less from 40 seah. It can be more, but not less. If you miss a certain amount in a mikveh, it's not kosher anymore. The last 3 hours of Yom Kippurim is the most important hours, because you complete the 960 hours. Now, I'm going to ask you questions. In Yom Kippurim and Rosh Hashanah, we're going to ask, Zachrenu lechaim, Melech Hafetz b'chaim, v'kadvenu b'sefer chaim. The question is, why do we need a life? Why do we need life? Why do we need life? Anyone know what's the purpose of life? What's the purpose of life?
To procreate, to create children, to worship HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Oh, yes. You said to worship Hashem.
And to procreate.
Anyone else know?
And to procreate, and to procreate.
Meaning?
To create children, to make sure there are...
What exactly happened with the people that have no children?
They don't have a legacy.
So what? They're not alive, they're dead. What's the purpose of life? We're asking life. You're asking something and you don't even know what's the meaning of it. Or why it's important? Just life. What's the purpose of life? What's the reason we came into this world? All of us.
To godliness.
What is it?
Bring godliness.
To bring godliness to the world. Angel also can bring godliness, I agree, but
We're small portions of Hashem's soul. So
To do our tikkun, Rabbi.
rectify our souls.
Chesed.
today our tikkun is a beautiful answer, but what exactly happened in the first time?
We did it.
The first time you didn't do anything. So again, you're changing. Start to do a tikkun because the first time there was no tikkun to fix. Tikkun meaning when you make a mistake, then you have to fix. But if you never made a mistake, so what's the
Neshama
tikkun?
doesn't come back down.
Eh?
Your neshama doesn't come back down.
So why you came the first time? What's the purpose that we came to this world?
For God to share His kindness and bestow His
To be a giver.
love.
Care about Hashem.
Because He's a giver and He wants to bestow the good onto us.
To be a giver. Can you prove it to me? Why to be a giver?
Like what it said, like when Hashem's giving, we're giving, to be like Hashem and give.
To be like Hashem and give. Okay. By the way, David, look like he didn't explain yet, so maybe we're gonna find a solution. But the answer is, and I will explain. The purpose of life when we're asking Zachrenu lechaim, Melech Hafetz b'chaim, and I will prove it to you. And the second, you understand why all these Dvar Torah are connected to the tzaddik that I just mentioned, Rab Shai ben Rab Moshe. What is so unique about these rabbis? There's so many miracles. You don't understand that I met a rabbi from Limburg in Shabbat, a business person in Shabbat. This business person is sitting down, a chosid, And so many Hasidim, he already came there, Jonathan, maybe 25 times. He said, I'm going to Israel and I promise always Rabbi Shaya. If I'm always coming with requests, questions.
He was at the grave last
That's,
Oh, he was in Shiloh, Rabbi Shiloh.
Rabbi Shaya ben Rabbi Moshe, we went. Right now, yesterday I went there. And I came back and today you're going to hear it for Torah. What is so unique about this rabbi? That so many people saw so many miracles. What makes him unique? So in order to understand, when we ask in life, Zachenu l'chaim, Melech hafetz b'chaim, please, Borei Olam, give us life. What's the purpose of life? What's the purpose of life? So come Rab Chaim Evoloshin and write, David, you know what's the purpose of it? You know why you came here? אין אדם נברא בשביל עצמו, אלא כדי להיטיב עם חברו, להיטיב עם זולתו. Our purpose is to do good to somebody else. If you didn't do good with somebody else, and I'm talking to your wife, yes, I'm talking about your wife, all your purpose is not here. You came here, why are we getting married? To do good. Why do we need to get married? We can be singles and still do good. What's the difference between a marriage person to a single man? Avram, what's the difference? You're a good man before you got married. So why are you getting married and making unique? So much that Kohen Gadol that is not married cannot be Kohen Gadol. Emet? Kohen Gadol in Yom Kippurim have two wives. One of them is standby. In case if his wife will die, he's going to get married in Yom Kippurim. Why? He cannot be a second that is not married. What's the big deal? So you're not married for 5 minutes. What's the big deal?
We're only half a soul. It's our soul. We need,
What's my name? So the first one is your soul. But she's dead.
there's multiple.
So why you need it?
So we won't have to do all that.
Because a minute that you're not married, you're not giver. What's when you're not giver? I'm a giver before I got married. No. You know what's the difference? Yes, what's the difference between marriage or not?
When you're married, you have an obligation to take care of somebody. So according to
A marriage is 24 hours, 7 days, 365 days, and 120 years. You cannot wake up in the morning and say, you know what? I'm not in a good mood. I'm not buying food in the morning. You know, I don't pay the tuition. I'm not in a good mood. I'm not cooking. That's it. My husband, I love you, I'm not cooking. No. A marriage is consistent. When you are single, you come to synagogue, you're in a good mood, you're not in a good mood, you don't show up in the synagogue. You know, you don't like somebody, you disappear. In a marriage, you cannot. That's it. You like it, you're not, you stuck with this person for 100 years. That's it. This is consistent good. The purpose of a human being is to do good to others. Because of that, God got us stuck together and made us marriage. Why marriage? Because now you're giving. And this is your purpose. What's the reason that you came to this world? The Baal Shem Tov, Rabbi Evoloshin writes that the purpose is to help somebody else. Anyone. The Baal Shem Tov HaKadosh said, sometime you come here to 70 to 80 years. For 8 years to do what? One good favor to another Jew. I will prove it to you. Look, what's the difference between animals and a human being? What's the difference? What's the main difference between animals and a human being? Okay, well, one of the difference is B'chara Chofshit. Today I'm going to share with you something you never thought before. Different completely. You know what's the difference? A human being is always needy. You're always at need. You came to the world, the wife needs a doctor and a delivery midwife to deliver a baby, right? So you already need help to deliver your own baby. After that, the baby needs support to eat. And then at 2 o'clock in the morning, the mother is giving him, and washing him, and feeding him, and then teach him how to walk, and then teach him how to speak, and then send him to the school to teach him how to study. Either Gemara or and then university, and then getting him married, and going to Shadchan, and after marriage, he needs a support, and he needs a job. A man, every second, as much that you think, can you run life without the customer that you have? Jonathan, can you make money with no customers? You're going to leave messages. Rabotai, I close the deal. With who? You need a customer, right? You need a happy customer. Dr. Aaron, can you be a doctor with no patient? You need a patient, right? We always at need. If you realize, we always at need. Animals, a minute they come out from his mother, that's it. Now, when you become old, you need your children to support you once again. Now they have to feed you. Now they have to change your diapers. You always at need from the 0 ground until 120. You always at need. We are needy people. Did you realize that? You ever thought about it? We always need people around us. Nothing to be ashamed. You're a person at need. Needy person. Special people, special children, or special people. We are needy people. What's the reason God created us? Animal, a minute that a lion come out, maybe 1 or 2 days, is eating by its own, is walking by its own, is living the family and it doesn't need nobody. Why a human being is always in need? To teach you that your purpose in this world is to give. We're not animals. Animals here is to take. You are always, a job is to give. How do you know? Because you receive it. You always need to teach you that this is your job. Your job is to continue to give others. This is the purpose of a human being. Unreal. When you're asking God, Zachrenu lechaim, please give me life. Which life? Life that I can give somebody else. I will prove it to you. Listen to this proof. You're not going to believe I heard it in my trip. I believe that I heard it in Portugal. One of the Hasidim came over there. No, Austria. In Austria I heard it. And he told me this explanation and I was dancing. One of the Haftarot that we're reading, the first Haftarah of Rosh Hashanah is what? The first Haftarah of Rosh Hashanah is what? Hannah. You remember Hannah? Hannah was married with Elkanah for many years. And many years, maybe 10 or 20 years, she had no children. Right? 10 years for sure. And she was praying. One time, the husband came to Hannah and said, why are you crying so much for the children? Anuchi tov lach me'asara banim. I'm so good like 10 children. So why do you need children? And in this moment, you know what Hannah did? She broke down. She went and she cried so much. She didn't stop until she brought in that year a child. One of the greatest, if not the greatest rabbi in our history. Shmuel HaNavi, the prophet Samuel. Samuel the prophet, Shmuel HaNavi. Now the question is, what exactly the story is meaning? I will listen to the explanation. Come Elkanah until Hannah. Simple explanation is, I'm good enough, you have your husband. Why do you need children? I'm good at 10 children. And Be'emet, Hannah said, you're not good enough. You know why you're not good enough? Because I need children. There are four people that consider to be dead even though that they are alive. What's the name of these 4 people?
4.
A blind man considered to be dead even though he's alive. Very much so. A person that leprosy, a person that have leprosy considered to be a dead man.
Or
A poor man, a man that is poor completely considered to be a dead man.
What about that?
And a woman with no children. How do you know that? Rachel Imenu came to Yaakov Avinu and said, give me children because if I'm ain, meta anochi. Rachel Imenu is coming to Yaakov Avinu and said, give me a child because if I'm not, I'm a dead human being. What's the common ground among these 4? What's the common ground, common denominator among these 4? All of them cannot give. All of them cannot give.
Why can't
So the wife
someone
gives to the husband.
A blind man cannot give. A blind man cannot give. A man that have leprosy is outside of the city, cannot give, right? A poor man have no money, nothing to give. And a woman with no children, if the husband, God forbid, die in a young age, who she's going to give? You need a child. So come, Elkanah enter Chanaimenu. Anochi Hashem Elokecha. You can achieve such a level of Kedusha. You don't need children. You're good, you're tzaddiket. What she told them? It's not good enough. You know why? Because our purpose is to do what? Is to give. If I have no children, I have no life. Because I miss the purpose of life. What's the purpose? Is to give. A tree, yesterday, last week, parasha, a tree that have no fruit, considered to be what? A dead tree. A tree that have fruit, you're not allowed to cut it. Until today. If you buy a house and you have a tree with fruit, do you know that according to the Bible, you're not allowed to cut this tree? You know why not? Who is it? It's giving. It's giving to the world. You know what you have to do? You have to bring a special company. The company have to take it from the root and go and install it in a different place. You cannot kill a tree so simple. This is a pseudo-item. It's not so simple to kill a tree. A tree that brings fruit. When you come into Rosh Hashanah and you give, you say, Borei Olam, Zachrenu L'chaim. You know why? You know how many customers I had that they had no money and I made them for free? I give to the community. I'm not only taking, I'm a giver. I have my own children, I have my wife, I have my husband, and I have people that depends. I have a yeshiva, I'm a rabbi in the communities, I'm the president, I'm doing something special. When you become consistent giver, God cannot cut the tree. Ki ha'adam etz hasadeh. The purpose of our life, ladies and gentlemen, is to give. A minute that you cannot give, why we have a life? If this is so, now we understand. What is so unique? What is so unique about Rabbi Moshe? Rabbi Shai ben Rabbi Moshe. What is so unique? You know what's unique? He was expert in achnasat uchim. You never saw such achnasat uchim until today. All his Hasidim, anyone that had miracles, I don't know if you miss it. You had to stop in his house, not only in the grave. Dr. Aaron, they have breakfast. You never saw such a breakfast. Lunch and dinner. If you eat over there lunch, you cannot eat the whole day. 24 hours you cannot eat. And everything fancy schmancy and 3-course meal. You never saw such a... I've been in all Kivrot Tzadikim. You never saw such a achnasat uchim like he had. They have over their houses, they have rooms, everything being paid. Everything, food unlimited. Because in his life, his greatest mitzvah that he accepts upon himself is to do what? Achnasat uchim. To care for every guest.
Too much food, Rabbi.
Unlimited. No, you don't have unlimited food. They have like five goyim that working around the clock, 24 hours, just cooking. Unlimited food. Everybody that leave this place know. The breakfast, the lunch, or the dinner was something. No, you don't. And it's like in the level of a restaurant. Better from any restaurant that you can eat. And all over Europe. And you ask, why? And everything for free. What's the purpose? This is the purpose of the tzaddik. The purpose of the tzaddik is, I'm here to give. And when you give in, you receive in. When you give, you receive. You become a pipe of God. You become a pipe of God. The more that you give, and especially to the one that's close to you, your husband, your wife, and your children, and to any Jew around you that need, the more that you will receive. The secret of this tzaddik is give. Give. אומרת חנה לאלקנה, my dear husband, I do not want to become Sarah Imenu. I want to have children in order to give. My purpose in life, every human being purpose is to do what? Is to give. Every time you give, you fulfill the purpose of life. That's it. So the first message is to remember, first of all, mikveh. Mikveh is 960. 960 is exactly the hours from Rosh Chodesh Elul to Yom Kippur. The second message is to remember, I am the Son of God. I am the Son of God. I am the Son of God. And a Son of God deserves to live in the palace. The reason when you're going into Austria, Vienna, and you see these palaces, to remember that your father is not the king of Vienna. Your father is Melech Malchei Melechim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And the last but not least is to remember that our purpose is to give. If this is so, I'm going to close the class by saying this one. I will ask you today many questions, a few questions. And I'm going to give you some information, what exactly we can do. You see, last week parasha, we spoke about לא תלכו אחרי מעונן, תמים תהיה מה שם אלוקיך. Question being asked, do we allow to go into a person that looking in astrology, you know this in English? Astrology? Astrology is the wisdom of stars. You know, many of us want to know what's going to happen in our life. Are we going to become rich? Are we going to become poor? What's going to be this week? What's going to be that week? They're asking us questions, and they're giving us an answer according to our zodiac. And the zodiac is, you know, they have 3 levels in this method, in this religion, we might call it Torah, Torat הכוכבים. Astrology, logika, meaning Torat הכוכבים. The Torah of the stars, the teaching of the stars. What? There are many stars, they have 7 major stars. One of them is Ma'adim, there are many stars. And also they have 12 zodiacs. And also they have the day that you came, the month that you came. Do we allow to go to these people that telling us what's the future? Yes or no? No. That is any emet in this one? Yes or no? Is any emet? So listen to this. The Rambam writes, Maimonides writes that this is nonsense. Pure nonsense. You're not allowed to go because it's nonsense and it's only to make money. They did it only to make money from simple people. You know how they call lottery? I love it. You know, Yitzchak, you know how you call lottery? Poor man taxes. Did you ever heard it? Lottery tickets, you know how you call it? Especially the card, you know the card? The card that they sell in that you scratch. This is taxes from a poor man. Why? Did you ever saw anyone win?
Yes.
The card? The scratching card? Yeah. How much?
No.
And the scratching card?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Once in a billion, most likely. Once in a billion.
That's what I was talking
Your father won. באמת? Wow, the first time I hear somebody win. You know? Nobody that I know for 29 years being a rabbi. Yeah, Baruch Hashem.
But they take cash, so it's not really.
They call it poor man taxes. This way to take the money of the poor man. So the Rambam writes, astrology is to come in and to cheat people. To take their money and to cheat. The only problem with this Rambam, and they have a problem with this Rambam, first of all, in religion, in Jewish religion, I can prove you in many, many places that it's not so simple to claim that is nonsense. Why? The Gemara said that Chodesh Av, we just passed Chodesh Av, is not good mazal to make business. And it's not good mazal not to do business, to go to the courthouse with the goy. And the best time to go to the courthouse with the goy is when? Which? Chodesh Adar. Chodesh Adar is the best times to go. This is one places that we can ask the Rambam. Knowing to be also that the Gemara, Masechet Shabbat is talking about it in details. If you came in Sunday, you're going to become either tzaddik or rasha. If you came in Monday, you're going to become a Janganuzi person. All the Janganuzi is people that came in Monday. Check for it. People that doing Janganuzi or good salespeople. By the way, Janganuzi is not only Janganuzi, salespeople. Salespeople, the best salespeople is people that came Monday. Tuesday you're going to become rich. The richest people came in Tuesday.
It said the same thing.
The Gemara is giving the details and also in the zodiac. Also, Rabbi Akiva. The Gemara is sharing a story with Rabbi Akiva. Rabbi Akiva, when his daughter came to the wall, the astrologer came to him, and they told him, Rabbi, we want to share with you good news and the bad news. He said, well, okay, start with the good news. The good news is, Baruch Hashem, you have a baby daughter. You have a baby girl. Shah Tova Mazal Tov. So what's the bad news? The bad news, the day that she's going to get married, she's going to die. What you going to do if you're going to get such a message? She will never get married. But Rabbi Akiva is Rabbi Akiva. You have to be innocent. You have to be pure. You have to be complete. You cannot ask questions against God. A woman have to get married. She gets married. At age 18, she got married. The whole night, Rabbi Akiva is upset. And the wedding, he's walking like Tisha B'Av. Not dancing, nothing. 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning, Rabbi Akiva knocking the door. His daughter opened the door and said, Abba, I just got married last night. We went to sleep 3 o'clock. Why are you waking us up at 5? He said, oh, Baruch Hashem, we start to dance. And he's dancing with his daughter. He said, Abba, I don't understand. Yesterday you didn't dance. Everything's okay with you. Why are you dancing now? He said, I don't understand. You're supposed to be dead. How come you're alive? Now it's the morning. He saw the sun. He said, Baruch Hashem, you're alive. He said, why am I supposed to be dead? So he told his daughter the secret. He told her, 18 years ago, I had astrology came to me. And these people never make mistakes. And they told me you're going to die. And in that day, that you did anything special yesterday? She said, yes. When me and my husband came into the weddings, the plate was counted. Every person had a plate. And it was a poor man that came, and he had no plate, no food. You know what I did? I gave him my own food. Rabbi Akiva said, my daughter, this is the reason you got saved. Astrology. He started to walk in the house. What did he saw? You know, the woman, they had, sometimes when you put in your hair, you have something, a stick. How do you call it? Clips.
Chopsticks, clips, whatever.
Clips. The whole time the clips used to be with the needles,
Yeah.
like a metal. They used to stick it like this. They used to have a long hair and they used to stick it. 3 o'clock in the night, it was dark, no light. Let's not forget, it was 2,000 years ago. You know what she did? She took it and she put it in the wall. And the whole time it was not regular wall, it was a wall with the hole. So this was, I remember these times, 2 years ago. It was a spritz. They call it spritz, a wall that it was not smooth. And over there you can stick. Rabbi Akiva is going in and you're not going to believe. A snake was there. When she put it at night, she didn't even realize. She put it, she killed the snakes, she went to sleep. Rabbi Akiva said, you see? So how can the Rambam claim that astrology is nonsense? We see that the Gemara in many places, how did the Gemara said, Amar Rabba said, life, livelihood, and children do not depend on your actions. Depends on your mazal. If you have a good mazal, you're going to become rich. If you have a good mazal, you're going to have children unlimited. If you have a good mazal, you're going to have a good life. And he said, you know how I know that? My rabbis, Rabbi Ashkenazi explained that beautiful. My rabbis, Rabbi and Rav Chizda. Amar Rabba said, my rabbis, Rabba. 2 rabbis. One of them Rav Chizda, the other one is Rabbi. One of them was successful, rich, had a long life and many children. And the other one of the biggest rabbis. He was a poor man, buried his children, and he died at the age of 40. And I asked myself, what's the difference? You know what's my conclusion? This guy had a good mazal and this one had a bad mazal. So astrology is a myth. Not only that, listen to this. They say that before the drop, the seed from the husband is going into the wife to bring a child, angel is taking the seed to God and said, this seed, this soul, this child will become rich or poor, will become healthy or sick, will become miserable or happy, will have a long life or a healthy life, will become strong or weak, will become smart and foolish. So the Gemara said clearly that the person have mazal. So when the Rambam writes, that is no mazal. Even halacha-wise, what do we wish in each other?
Mazal tov.
Mazal tov. When you come into a wedding, why do you say mazal tov? According to the Rambam, no mazal. What do you mean mazal tov? Which mazal? Mazal tov, what do we wish? Not only that, in 47, what's the most common word?
Mazal.
Mazal u'bracha. This is the way that Jews close the business. It's not the mistakes. Mazal, that this money that we transfer, these diamonds, will be mazal. I spoke with Chizki, and one time Chizki told me like this, in 47, they have rules. Some people, they give you diamonds, and any diamond they give you, it gets stuck. You don't buy from them diamonds. Their diamonds is a bad mazal, you know. They have the best diamonds in the market. They said, Rabbi, we don't touch the diamonds. Why? They get stuck in the windows. And some people, no matter which diamonds they give you, a minute they give you, you sell it. 1 hour later, you sell it. Mazal u'bracha, not only mazal the transfer. Mazal that these diamonds or this money will have mazal. Not only that, Yom Huledet, Rabbi, Yom Huledet, birthday of a human being. Amalek, you know why Amalek was so dangerous? Amalek was so dangerous, you know why? Because Amalek, every time he raged a war, especially against the Jews, you know what he did? He didn't ask you if you are smart or foolish. He didn't care if you are expert or not. And that day of the war, he sent only soldiers that celebrate birthday. They will never die. The day of your birthday is the strongest day of the year. You will never die. So, because of that, the Torah said, when they range a war against Israel, the first time you see something like this, Moshe Rabbeinu postponed in anything. What is telling Yeshua? Go and range a war tomorrow. What tomorrow? Moshe Rabbeinu postponed in a war. According to what we said today, it's very simple. Moshe Rabbeinu knew that today to range a war is good, is bad. They will never die. So what Moshe Rabbeinu said to Yeshua? We're going to run one day. We're going to fight tomorrow. We're going to surprise them. We're not good. They want us to fight today because they know that today they're going to win, no matter what. Their mazal is at the highest point. What we're going to do? We're going to fight tomorrow. צא וילחם בעמלק מחר. הנה, the גמרא מפורשת. By the way, I'm just going to tell you like this. Mr. Shalomov, what's the most common halacha, minhag, tradition in Rosh Hashanah? Very difficult to do. You're not allowed to sleep during the 2 days of Rosh Hashanah. From the minute you wake up until the night, you cannot sleep. At night, yes. Not in the morning. Why? מי שישן בראש השנה, מזלו ישן. Your mazal, the whole year will be sleeping. At least if you're going to sleep after 2 o'clock. Don't go to, but it's better not to sleep completely. It's better not to sleep. Why?
Completely not to sleep?
No. At night you can sleep. At night you can sleep. A minute you wake up until the night, don't take a nap. In Rosh Hashanah it's better not to. Why? Because mazalov. We have Hasidim until today. Anyone that went into Williamsburg, a Borough Park or Crown Heights, and during the summer, you're going to see that Hasidim do not do Kiddush. Kiddush at night, they do not do Kiddush between 5:40 till 6:40. Did you realize that? Anyone ever realized? They have 1 hour at night, Friday night, that Hasidim do not do Kiddush. Ask the Hasid why. Because, you know what exactly happened in that 1 hour? Mazal Ma'adim. You know Ma'adim? How do you call the stars Ma'adim? How do you call Ma'adim? Morris, נכון? Man for Morris and a woman for Mars. Yes. These stars wake up and that one, I don't know if it's Morris. Ma'adim, I don't know how you call it in English. Ma'adim is the star that in charge of all the blood. All the blood.
Saturn, no, Rabbi?
I don't know how you call it.
Jupiter.
Gentlemen, whatever you decide, they call it in Hebrew Ma'adim. Maybe next week I'm going to tell you. So in that 1 hour, you cannot do kiddush. Why? Because it's blood and blood. Wine is red. Tuesday, the Gemara said is better not, how many of you give donations? Blood. How many of you give in donation blood? What's that? My wife is giving blood all day long. She's a bank. She opened a bank of blood. Why? She's the best type of blood that exists. The most difficult for her and the best one for anyone else. O minus, O plus, I don't remember. O minus?
All negative, yeah.
As I told my wife, you always I knew that you're minus. Because I'm plus. Rabbi, I'm plus. I'm plus. You see? You're 0 and minus. Wait, Malagan. 0, O and minus. I'm A and plus. Baruch Hashem, I don't know if it's good or not, but Dr. Aaron will tell me if it's good or not, I don't know. It's smart? A plus is a smart people, Baruch Hashem. Mr. Satari 0 here, he tell me. Now, and Tuesday is not good to give blood. Because in that day, that stars, Ma'adim, is in control. So our sage, so I don't understand, we have so many proofs that is better not. So how that the Ramban, is the Ramban? Not the Rambam. Rambam is Rabbi Moshe ben Maimun. The Ramban, Rabbi Moshe ben Nachman writes that astrology is 100% emet. Is 100%, after all the proof that they give you, is 100%. I'm not sure today, if the people that you go, they know what they're talking.
I have a question.
Yes.
What about, there are big rabbanim and big rabbis who read faces. They read faces.
Very nice. Beautiful. I will answer it. I'm just going to finish with astrology and then I'm going to answer you. Be'emet, astrology is emet. If you know what you're talking. By the way, you have to know exactly the hour that you came, the day that you came, and the month that you came. If the person that you go do not ask you which hour you came, you talk nonsense. And nobody asks you. They have to know the hour that you came, the day that you came, and the month. Because the sun and the moon have to be touched, and that every hour is a different circle. So they have to know exactly Jewish data, 100%.
So, but they're not allowed to tell you anything that you're not supposed to know.
No. So I will tell you this one. Something good for us. Something good for us. You see, you have to understand. The Ramban writes everything is a met. So if it's a met, how can we change? Why we cannot go to ask? The same way that you're going to a lawyer, the same way that you're going to a doctor, the same way that you're going to business advisor. Why you cannot go into astrology? What's the problem with it? No, Rama is writing what the Gemara said. En mazal li Israel. They have mazal. And mazal is a met 100%. But not to a Jew. Why not? Because we are above mazal. Why we are above mazal? What? What's that?
Because we can change it any second.
Why?
Prayer.
Why prayer can change mazal? Why teshuvah, tefillah, and tzedakah, ma'avirin et Torah? If the mazal already told you, so why are you changing it? How can you change it? How can you change it?
We're VIP. We got
I will tell you the answer. It was once a Russian Jew. A Russian Jew. He never saw a train in his life. He saved money. It took him 6 months to save for a ticket. But he was a farmer. Simple man. He doesn't know nothing. He came into the train station. He told them, I want to buy the best ticket that you have. He gave them first class. He went in with the first class. He's going into the train. He's looking. You know first class? First class is always in the front. And business class is in the center. And then he asked the guy next to him, a thief, where is the tickets? Where are we going in? What the thief took him in? To the last train. And in the last train, they sitting down, everything is tight, no air condition, no Wi-Fi, no nothing. You know, you're sitting down like this, sardine. So I don't understand, I pay so much money and I'm sitting down like sardine, what is this? And then, who came? The conductor, the one that's checking the tickets. He's walking in, a minute that the thief told. He told the Moshe, jump under the chairs, under the chairs. They both jumping in. The conductor, he see the legs. He kicked the legs out, no, come out. Before I'm going to put you in the jail, the guy come out. He said, the thief is called Moshe Ganav. Why are you coming here to steal? He said, I stole. He gave him the ticket. Look, see how much money I paid. $5,000. What you tell me stole? I stole $5,000. The guys look at this, whoa. You have a first-class ticket. What you doing with this thief? What you doing with this whole life? Why are you hanging up over here? You're supposed to have a room, special rooms. You can sleep, you can have a beautiful food, air conditioning, everything. Why are you here? Rabbi, we are a Jew. And a Jew is the son of God. And you know who's God? God is the one that created the zodiac. God is the one that created the zodiac. So a minute, and you have to remember that you are the first class. A minute that you refer to your father can change the zodiac. You know why? He is the one that created the zodiac. The zodiac is good for anyone else, not for us. Am Israel is above the nature. Why we are above? Because Brit Milah is in the 8 days. You know why 8 days? 8 is above nature. 7 days is nature. 8 is not exist. Why do you think I love the number 8 so much? Why a Jew is doing Brit Milah in 8 days? Why not 7 days? Why not 9? Why 8? Because 8 is the first day that symbolized above nature. We have no natures. A person, yes, you can come here. You can come here with nature, with mazal, to be poor all your life, God forbid. To have a short life, lo alenu, not to have children. You can come in with all these cards. You know card when you're playing card? But you can get a new card. Every Rosh Hashanah, we have the ability to change the mazal. Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur is 3 days that we have the ability to change the zodiac. Even though our zodiac can be ala panim, the worst one. But because we are the children of God, B'nai Melachim, like I started before, I started the class with the fact that we are the children. So even though that this year was difficult, maybe very difficult in business, and life, and shalom bayit, and chinuch eladim, or anything that you do, and health, ladies and gentlemen, the fact that we connect ourselves to the one that created the zodiac, our Father, Rabbi Shamayim, and Mazal the Israel. A Jew have no Mazal. Why? Not because he have no Mazal. A Jew have Mazal, and the daughter of Rabbi Akiva was supposed to die. But the minute that you touch yourself, that you're tapping in to your Father by doing mitzvah, u'tshuva, u'tfilah, u'tzedakah, giving charity, praying to the Almighty God, repent, do teshuvah, changing the mazal, ma'avirin et ruach Yisrael. The Almighty God will help all of us, B'ezrat Hashem. That our mazal is going to be a good mazal, B'ezrat Hashem. סימן טוב ומזל טוב יהיה לכם לנו ולכל עם ישראל ונאמר אמן. Thank you.